What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vanland. In today's episode, we're going to be talking to you guys about the VanEquipped floor and seating options. So if you need seats in the back of your van, there's really only a couple ways that you can do it and be totally safety compliant, and the VanEquipped floor and seat combination is one of them. So let's go over the floor, the seating options, and take a look to see if this is going to be the right option for your van. So the VanEquipped floor is a one-piece, fully form-fitted floor. So the installation is really simple. You basically prep the van floor and then use some primers and adhesives to glue the floor in. And then there are some bolts in the back as well that hold the floor down in case there is a dramatic crash or something to that effect. So the floor is also insulated, and it has the embedded L-tracks, which allow you to put in the different seating options and move them around. So this is just a really great option if you're planning on doing a build and you need some modularity to it. You want to be able to take the seats in and out easily and then also reconfigure them. Then this is one of the best options to do that. Now, if you don't need the entire floor in your van, because maybe you're doing a build out where most of the space is going to be taken up by cabinetry or your bed or other things, you can use one of these individual floor mounts and essentially install this the same way as you do the floor, except this is just going to hold one seat with a little bit of flexibility to move it back and forth. So a lot of people ask us, can I just buy the seat and put some L-track in the floor and mount it to that? And the answer is no. This is actually a fully engineered extruded piece of aluminum, which has a large contact surface that gets glued down. So this is actually what you're going to need if you want to install one of these seats individually without doing the entire floor. And there is one for the bench seat as well. So this is obviously much larger, but if you don't need the entire floor, you can install one of these tracks. Again, it gets glued in and bolted through in a similar fashion as the large floor. It's just simply for a single bench seat, and it will not fit the individual seats, by the way. You're gonna have a bench seat mount or an individual seat mount, or you're gonna have the entire floor. So those are some options. If you guys want to know how to install this floor, we have a full installation video that shows exactly how this thing goes in and why it's a safety rated floor. So check the link in the description. And if you purchase one of the floors from us, then we will send you the video for free, and then you'll know how to install it without having any issues. So let's go inside the van. We'll take a look at the different seating options we have, including the bench that turns into a bed. And we'll tell you guys everything we know about these floors. So let's first take a look at the flooring options. This is a 144 Sprinter with an 8-rail floor in the walnut gray finish. And the 8-rail floor is the most versatile floor. So if you want to have a bench seat like this in your van, and you also want to have multiple captain's chairs, then the 8-rail floor is going to give you the most versatility in where you can place all of those in your van. Also, with the 8-rail floor, depending on the type of seats you get, you can put 3 seats side by side in a row. So also, if you're trying to get the most seats in the van, then the 8-rail floor is going to be a good option. You can also get these in 4 and 6-rail floors with different configurations. So you can check out our website for some of the technical drawings, which will show those layouts. But in general, if you don't exactly know what you're going to do with your floor, or don't know how many seats you're going to have it in the future, then the 8-rail floor is a good option because it gives you the maximum versatility. So the smallest and least expensive seat is the taxi seat, which we have right here. So this is a compact seat. It's really quite easy to get in and out of the van compared to all the other options. And if you want to do 3 seats in a row, it is the narrowest seat, so you'd have the most flexibility in getting seats in different locations on the floor. It does come with armrests. The seat will recline back and also fold all the way forward. There's an integrated seat belt, obviously, and there are ISOFIX latches in case you have a car seat. It's going to easily be able to connect into those latches without having to use the seat belt to keep it in. And finally, this does have a swivel. So this will swivel 360 degrees. So this is kind of the basic seat for VanEquipped. Let's go ahead and I'll just sit in it, give you guys my take on the comfort. So the taxi seat is firm. Let me just say that. It will break in a little bit and get a little bit more comfortable, but it's a fairly short seat. Like, it doesn't come all the way to the underside of the knee, back of the knees here. I also feel like the armrests here are a little bit short. Let's go ahead and check the recline. So that is full recline right there. Let's say it's probably only, what, 15 degrees back from straight up. So if you're looking for a seat for a smaller person or shorter distances, or your main concern is just to have the smallest seat possible, then the taxi seat is a good option, but definitely not the most comfortable seat in the lineup. And here we have the VanEquipped Comfort Seat. So if you're going to be on longer journeys or have larger passengers, definitely consider the comfort seat. It has a lot more padding. It's also taller at the back, wider bolsters, more cushion, and just generally a more luxurious seat. So it has all the same features. It's going to have armrests, the ISOFIX latches. It does come with a swivel base. One of the differences on this is the recline. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this one, give you guys my impression on it. So definitely a lot more comfortable, softer. Since it does have more recline, I've got it back a little bit. Feels definitely more comfortable. This nice padded bolster on the back of the head. If you wanted to catch a couple winks on the drive, the seat is your best opportunity to do it. All right, so I've got this reclined all the way back. Again, this is definitely a comfort ride. So if I'm on a long trip, this is definitely the seat that I would want to be in if I'm in the back. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring it all the way forward and see the difference in the forward recline on the seat. So now I went ahead and cranked the back of the seat all the way forward, and this one only goes a couple degrees forward of straight up and down. So your taxi seat, it folds all the way forward but doesn't have as much of a recline. The comfort seat, more recline, but it doesn't fold all the way forward. So just keep that in mind when you're kind of planning out your build, which one is going to suit your needs the best based on, you know, not only the comfort, but the way in which it can be stored away. So these comfort seats here, I think will probably be the most popular because just they are that much more comfortable. But if you're looking for a small seat, or if you have just kids that are riding in the van, especially if you're using a car seat, then the taxi seat would probably be a good choice for that.
All right, so let's take a look at how these seats operate and lock in place. So again, you don't need any tools to get this in and out. What you actually do is just crank this to where it says open, and then lift the latch, and actually do that on both sides. And now the seat moves and can come right out of the tracks. And then to lock it in place, you first of all set these down, and they'll lock in. That's how you know that you're in the track properly. Then you twist this to the close. These are actually what stabilize the seat and keep it from wobbling back and forth. So that's it, maybe 30 seconds per seat to get it locked into the tracks and ready to go.
So one of the questions we get a lot is, what about these floor tracks? Aren't they going to fill with debris? Which is a good question. There is this floor track cover that you can order, and they come in 5-foot lengths, and they simply push right into the flooring here.
covering the gap so that nothing's going to get in there. It just also makes it a little bit easier to walk over with bare feet. If you have kids with bare toes and that, you really want to cover up these tracks if you're not using them. So that's an option that's available as well. We also have a floor trim product for the VanEquipped floors. So to cover the exposed edges at the slider door and at the rear, we have a metal edging that just gives it a nice finished look. You can find all the products that are available for VanEquipped on our website. And finally, let's take a look at the bench seat. So this is a bench that turns into a bed. And these are available in 2-passenger and 3-passenger options in different widths, which you can find on the product page on the website. But this is just a really cool option for getting passengers in and then also having an additional way to sleep. So the bench is obviously quite a bit bigger. It's not going to be as easy to get this in and out of the van. It takes a couple people to really move this thing around, but it is a great option and very unique. So let's actually see how this thing works. I'm gonna have to slide it forward in the tracks and then lay all of the panels out to make the bed. So let's see how long it takes. Pull this forward, flip it over. Gotta pull the red lever here. That releases the front part. Pull over the pad. And finally, you can use it just like that as a recliner or that as the bed. So there you go, 20 seconds, get ready to sleep. So that is it. That's how simple it is to turn this into a bed. Now it does have a little bit of padding, maybe 3/4 of an inch. You could probably sleep on that, but if you put a sleeping pad on top of this, then it's definitely going to be a lot more comfortable. So let's go ahead and just switch it back. There we go. Fold this over. Bam. Super easy, actually very cool. And adds a lot of value to the van because you've got seating, you've got sleeping, and if you really want to, you can take this out and store it as well. One of the things that I really love about this new bench seat, because this is an updated version, just came onto the market in the past few months, is how easy it slides on these tracks. So you just pull up the lever, literally slides back and forth with just a couple fingers. Really, really nice. When you get it to where you want it, lock it in place. And then there is one more hidden feature on this seat. So we'll take you around to the back and show you one more option that it has for sitting. All right, check this out. If you get to camp and you've got a nice view, there's one more thing you can do with this bench, which is bring down that there and actually just hang out of the back of the van with a nice place to sit. It's also just a good place to store things. Like if you were traveling and going somewhere, you could have storage down here and also additional storage up on the top. So that's just one feature that most people don't know until they get it. Okay, so that is the VanEquipped floor and seating options. Check out our website for pricing, including how it can be delivered to you. We also have drawings of the floor layouts and measurements of the different seating options if you're planning out your build. As always, if you have questions, feel free to email us or give us a call at Vanland. We're more than happy to answer them. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will see you again next time.